By the way, LeBron James called out the refs after getting beat by the Spurs this weekend. This is, of course, a smokescreen, so let me segue into that. San Antonio played Cleveland. Here we go into the second half of the NBA season. Now everybody's got a little film on George Hill and LeBron, and Jordan Clarkson and LeBron, and Larry Nance Jr. and LeBron, and Rodney Hood and LeBron. They first got together. Nobody'd seen them play together for 4 games. They looked great. Best team in the league. Now everybody's got the all-star break. Look at film. All the coaches break down the film of Rodney Hood and Larry Nance Jr. and George Hill and Jordan Clarkson. They looked at the film. A lot of football teams are good in September. New England's generally good in December and January. So now LeBron is figuring out what everybody in the NBA knows is that those 4 guys were spare tires. And when you have a flat tire, spare tires feel really good. But that's all these new Cavs are. So LeBron started complaining about the referees after getting beat badly by San Antonio. Here it is.
I think we're at a point now where we protect the shooter more than the driver. I mean, there's no reason I should be going to the line 4 times in a game when I drive 100 times to the paint. I'm getting hit and slapped and grabbed and whatnot. So, but we protect the shooter. That's what it's turned into. Chicks dig the long ball, and that's what it's about.
No, that's not what it's about. What it's about is LeBron James is shooting fewer free throws this year than almost any other year of his career. Why? Because LeBron James is settling for 3-pointers at a higher percentage than almost any year in his career. When you settle for 3-pointers and don't drive to the basket, you don't shoot as many free throws. But that's not why LeBron's upset. LeBron is upset for another reason, and you see this in relationships where you complain about breakfast and the toast being burnt, but what you really want is out of the relationship, so you pick fights. LeBron James chose to come back to Cleveland, and LeBron James would prefer staying in Cleveland because if he leaves Cleveland, he's going to be the villain of the NBA for at least a year and be called a ring chaser. I've always said his heart is in Cleveland. People move out of Cleveland to Miami. He moved from the Aqua Water back to Akron. He loves Cleveland, and he wants to stay in Cleveland. That's why he moved there. And then Kyrie left. And the organization built a new team, and it failed badly, and it's a bad look. So LeBron put pressure on the owner and the GM, and they built a new team. And LeBron is figuring out these guys aren't any good either. Have you seen the numbers in the second half of this group of spare tires? LeBron has to do virtually everything. George Hill, Jordan Clarkson, Rodney Hood, Larry Nance, there's a reason teams let him go. Hood was the 3rd best player on the Jazz, Nance the 6th best Laker, Clarkson probably the 5th best Laker. George Hill, bounce-around veteran guy. This is LeBron James coming to the reality now that teams have an all-star break to watch all these new Cavs, that LeBron is now just saddled with C-plus players. They were C-plus a month ago, but they were old C-plus guys. Now they're young C-plus guys. And he knows he's going to have to leave. He can feel it coming, and he doesn't want to because he'll be called a ring chaser. And LeBron told us all several years ago, you remember this, and I remember this, he didn't like being the league's villain. He's a joyful guy. He likes to help others. He doesn't want to be the NBA's villain. He was that for a year and a half, and he didn't like it, and he told you he didn't like it. He was quoted. Google it. LeBron knows I'm going to have to leave Cleveland again because I'm not spending my last 5 years with this group of guys. And you can't ask Cleveland to now reshuffle the deck another time. This is arguing over the burnt toast when you know you're going to have to leave a relationship. This is not about the rest. My theory on LeBron is LeBron's not mad at the officials. That LeBron actually moved back from Cleveland because he loves Cleveland. It's his home. And he absolutely, there's a part of his heart and his soul that loves Cleveland. And then Kyrie, it was all going well. And then Kyrie got hurt. And then Durant went to the Warriors. And now he's like, all right. So they rebuild the team for him, and it stinks. And then they break it up again in January, and they rebuild the team for him, and this one isn't any good either.
How you like that team? Wait a minute. After the first 2 games, I heard everybody, oh, look at what they did, and now they're younger and more athletic.
They are younger.
Okay, but they're no closer to beating the Warriors.
I agree.
That team with those –
I
agree.
I agree. I for like 3 games, Whitlock went nuts. I did say this. I do think they are younger and more athletic on the defensive end. But I still think offensively, it's LeBron and a bunch of C-plus guys.
Absolutely. And you know this. In June, it's about stars. You know what Kyrie averaged against the Warriors in the postseason, the playoffs? 28 points. Where do you make that up? 28 points and shot 40% from 3. Where do you make that up? With role players? That team is no closer. LeBron knows he's not going to win.
And he's frustrated.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.